Practice is now over. Practice will begin shortly. You may slide. Just off the edge of the button, I think. Close to middle floor. To the end of practice. Practice is now. Games will begin shortly. You may slide.
Hello.
Good luck. Good girl.
Good afternoon and Welcome to the finals of the Curling Alberta Club Championships, coming to you from the Okotoks Curling Club. I'm Dan Babola, and I'm joined by Hillary Selkirk.
Hello, hello.
All right, and in the final here, we have the Thistle Curling Club number 2 team versus Peace River. Opening end, and Thistle has the hammer in this opening end, throwing red rocks. That rock just a little bit heavy going through. Just a reminder, these are 8-end games. We're using the 5 rock free guard zone and the no tick rule. And that's Brittany throwing second stones here. Oh, sorry, pardon me. That is Sarah throwing second stones for the Peace team.
These girls have had a good week. Peace River was in the finals last year for the club champs as well, I believe.
They did lose the final in Airdrie last year.
Out for redemption.
Yes. These teams were in the same pool. Thistle finished second and Peace finished third in that pool. Ended up on opposite sides of the bracket, now meeting here in the final. You may notice that the Thistle team is only using 3 players. Unfortunately, Shauna, their lead, suffered an injury, did play 4 games, but then had to pull out. They did have an alternate, Tori Hartwell, which is Michelle Hartwell III's daughter. She played maybe just 1 game. I'm not sure exactly how many games, but they are now a 3-woman team.
Gushu won with 3. They can do.
Yeah, some teams have had success with 3. I mean, they're winning games with 3. And this is Michelle Hartwell right now throwing. For the Thistle. Looking to clear some yellows out of the way. Opens things up a little bit. Still, yellow is shot.
Yeah, back 4.
And this is Kate throwing third for Peace, being asked to place a guard. Might over curl on them a little bit here. There is lots of swing in this ice. It does over curl. That yellow is still accessible.
Looks like Michelle's going to throw a controlled hit here.
Yeah, just looking for a weight that they can manage here. It is really weight sensitive. Calling for the curl here.
I'd love Brittany needing to sweep from both sides.
Yeah. Have to
Able
jump
to
over.
switch
I think
though.
she's by. And where's it going to roll? And nose. Ends up right on nose. So it's going to be accessible for her piece.
Great on T-line there now. They get a good hit and roll, and they're right behind their guard.
Yeah, opportunity for a roll. Probably a situation where whomever can make a really good roll is gonna be in a good spot this end. It's actually kind of hard to roll out right now. If you're making the port, you're probably staying in the rings. Same thing here. They're regional kind of whoa for a bit, and now by
Nice.
just rolled a little too far though.
Looked a little bit hot.
Another hit and roll attempt.
Well, it kind of just takes off there. No rocks in the house currently.
No, a few guards though.
Yeah.
So we
Good chance for Peace to get one in here and get buried and possibly look for a steal.
yeah. Charlene coming down.
I think she might go by Charlie.
Yeah, I think she could be going by Charlie. We've heard both. Charlie or Charlene, maybe in the comment section, you know who's doing what she tends to prefer. Switchinewik looking to get a rock in play, possibly steal, or at least set up a force. Going wide though. Could have elected to try and come through the port, but this is probably the simpler draw.
Yeah, it's a bit safer.
Yeah. They're just coming off an extra end win.
Yeah,
Well,
that was
they're
a close one.
And probably just going to end up in that port again.
Bit
Seems
heavy.
like anything they throw is destined for that port. Lisa Johnson. Again, attempting a hit through that port. That rock is a little closer to center line, so she's going to be throwing the other turn, her in turn.
It is wide open, though.
Yep.
A little bit wide on that.
One of those things, again, if you get through the port, you're probably okay. Oh. And just a slight roll out. So it's
more open now.
Yeah.
What turn is she going to throw at it?
I think she has no choice but to go with the out turn. But on this particular shot, may see her elect to roll under, roll to the wings here. You got lots of guards there, and it would really set up that force.
Yeah, I think a roll either way.
Yeah,
You're
it's
sitting in a beauty spot.
It's kind of a little hard, though, just with how much it curls. If you're trying to throw control weight to roll to center, you're probably easier to come across the face of that. Once you know you're by the no threat of hitting the guard, you can just try and get as much roll as you can.
Just takes off right there.
There you go, and might roll too far though. So, do they attempt that? I think that split is not right there, so they're probably just going to throw this away and take hammer into end number 2.
Thistle's red anyways. Oh, this split?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That split on the corner was a little too far out there. I think being tied with hammer in 2 is a good situation right now. And so blank end it will be. On this opening end of the women's final of the Curling Alberta Club Championships, where we have Peace River versus the Thistle Curling Club. And we'll be right back with end number 2. And number 2 here, 1 rock in the rings and 1 really high guard. And we got Charlene Byrne from the Peace team being asked to play, looks like a center line guard here. Her first rock went into the rings, a little offline. Charlene's been curling for 8 years. So 8 years of curling and in a provincial final here. It's quite good for her. And there's a going to stop on center. Looks like it just crosses center, so off center. That means that if Thistle does make contact with it, it's fine. Of course, we are playing the no-tick rule. Had that rock stopped on center line, it would not be able to be moved off of center by the Thistle team on this shot.
I did just grab a quick hog-to-hog on that too, and it was 16-6. It's pretty quick ice as it has been all week.
And here we have Brittany Zellmer. She's throwing the first 3 stones for the Thistle team, playing with only 3 women. Hits and rolls out.
Sometimes there's a bit of a benefit to throwing 3. You get used to your draw weight quick.
Definitely, you do get a little more dialed in. You have more time to get dialed in, more stones. But you do lack that sweeper, so.
Yeah.
Depends how good your throwers are and how good your sweepers are, whether you perceive that as a benefit or not.
Yeah.
Coming into the rings here. Brittany throwing again, and she has been to the Nationals before for the club champions. That was back in 2021. So Brittany looking to return. Perhaps just a little overswept there. We're going to stick around.
Might curl back in.
And it does stick around. Nice. That's a thorn in the side there.
Those sneaky biters can catch up on you at the end of the end sometimes.
And Charlie choosing to ignore that. All right, 3 sweepers on this one. Gets top 8 foot. Fully buried, over buried actually. And Johnson calling for the peel here.
I think she's looking to keep a corner, though. It looked like she pointed to almost a hit and roll for a corner guard.
No, keep the shooter in play, yeah. So it's just a hit and roll. Although I think she's getting the peel. Of course, if you are in the greater Okotoks area, you can swing by, still catch a good portion of this game.
Yeah, Dan said there's beer specials on.
There are. We're trying to reduce our inventory here for our last day. So, yeah, you can get some good deals here.
So just inside the 12 foot is where that broom is. So a good amount of curl here. May set up for the double here.
Yeah. That's Kate Stone coming into the rings. So sitting, these are team sitting 2, but as Hillary mentioned, does set up the double. And I don't know if that red rock on the rings would act as a catcher for this. We'll see how it reacts off contact. I think it's going to end up going behind the red, but it'll be close. Oh, she might be over curling on this. Yeah. So goes out for second shot. Still out, counting the one opposite side. Red sitting one. Kate Blackley attempting hit. I didn't see if they called for a slight roll behind that guard or nose hit. I think they'll take either at this point.
I think she did just want nose, to be honest.
Yeah. They're both good options. This looks like
She's getting a little roll left here.
she's going to be rolling the other way.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a really good outcome.
Yeah.
No double there. So. And coming out wide here. Wide on the sheet, that is. Michelle Hartwell, and looking for a hit, and gets the no slight roll in. Is sitting shot now. So Peace is going to have to deal with this. And not sure if, again, could be just looking for hit and stick, hit and roll. Both would be good at this point. I think Peace is doing a good job of setting up a force here right now. Oh, I don't think this is going to stick around. No, just touches the board there. So now leaves an opportunity. Can roll a little bit in. She can afford to just be inside a nose or slight center line side of nose. Can't go too far because you don't want to jam on that red, of course. Lisa Johnson looking for the nose to slightly inside a nose. Hit and roll. And you can see Michelle Harwell just trying to figure out how far across nose she can come without hitting that red. Getting it lined up. Oh, and this is going to be close. And just gets it by. Nice. Very good shot. I think it is high enough for the double, though. It looks like she's attempting the double, or at least the hit and roll towards the red.
Yeah, if you just hit and sit on top of that, it's pretty good, too.
And that's Kate holding the broom for Charlie here. They do have a history. They have played together, I believe, off and on for quite a bit over the years. And played juniors together. Actually won Alberta Winter Games a couple times. right. And leaves the nose hit here. Thistle attempting to take 2 here. Simple hit and stick.
She just threw it. So
She just threw it. The broom went down right away by Michelle, and Lisa was down the ice, so obviously feeling very comfortable about it.
Brittany has to switch sides here.
Yeah, a little hard when you're the lone sweeper and climbing up the boards here to do it, but
She almost
almost ended up blanking. Probably should have called it to hold it straight, but they end up getting forced. So that will be 1 for Thistle. Thistle up 1 after 2. Peace will now have hammer going into end number 3.
No, you were right at, no, it was there for a while, right? Yeah. So I don't know, maybe 7?
All right, and number 3 of the women's final of the Curling Alberta Club Championships. Thistle leads over Peace River 1-0. And number 3, you may notice on the scoreboard it says Thistle CC number 2. There were 2 Thistle teams in the women's category of this event. There were a few clubs here with 2 teams represented. Over on the men's side, we have a Calgary Curling Club number 2 versus Crestwood. And there were a couple of Crestwood teams eliminating. One Crestwood had to eliminate the other in the semifinal there this morning.
Almost had Calgary Curling Club have representatives for both men and women, but
yeah, the Peace River team eliminated the Calgary Curling Club team in an extra end in the semifinal here. By the guard, and it's going to poke out the other end. Well, if it stops in the rings, that is.
no.
No. Out. Rock is just kind of biting the back of the tee line there, barely hanging on to the tee line, and Peace just calling to a small bump. It's curling early here. Don't know.
Even if they lock it on, that's a good spot.
Yeah. It's going to be real close on line. May actually over curl on him a bit. That's got him fully buried now. Shot rock sitting right on tee. Just a top of tee there.
Bump them to back 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good shot.
Thistle team wanted to give a special shout out to their curling club manager, Bob Popple. Always like it when the players acknowledge their staff at the curling club. That's always nice to hear.
Noted for if I'm in the provincials. Hopefully next year we'll have an Okotoks team.
Yeah, and there's good time to talk about that. Next season it's going to be a combined men's and women's provincial to go to the Scotties and Briar. And Okotoks is going to be the host of that. And Hillary, I believe our club manager, Mike Lippis, may have persuaded you into being the chair of that event. Is that, did I understand that correctly? Would that be a fair assessment of how that, that went down?
Yeah, I somehow got roped into being the lovely chair of that event, but
yeah, so
that'd be good.
So that event is going to be happening a little earlier than we're probably used to seeing the provincials. With next season being an Olympic year, it kind of moves the time when we normally see the nationals, the Scotties and the Briar. So the provincials are all going to be held a little bit earlier. We're currently looking at January 5th to 11th. Hosting that here in Okotoks, just next door in our arena. We're in the midst of having discussions with Curling Alberta as how a combined event might look. Now that there's 12 men's and 12 women's teams playing in that. Nice hit and roll there by Thistle to be kind of corner frozen. It's an accessible rock right now, but it's got to be delicate and definitely shrinking the scoring area for Peace there. But yeah, you can follow us on social media. Look on online. Will be ticket information. But that opening week of 2026 should be exciting with a lot of good curling happening here in Okotoks.
Yep. If you want to volunteer, let me know.
Yeah. Great way to watch games is to be a volunteer. Sounds like they're calling for back. They're calling it as a back 4, back 8 weight, which is would probably be really good if they can get to nose with this.
Yeah, they just gotta separate.
Need it to curl a little bit. Oh, it's going nice.
Might be a bit light.
Might be a little lighter than what they called, but line is really important. That's great.
Yeah, nice shot.
That's great because just moves it to the back of the button. Hard to tell who's shot from this angle. It's real close, but yellow is in a good position.
Might be red there, so.
Yeah, Thistle knows it. That's why Lisa's calling Michelle down here. They want to have a look at this because rock placement is going to be very important here.
The run really isn't an option there because if they're running that red back onto the yellows, it might end up touching their own red and clipping it out. So just a freeze here for Thistle.
All right, we have Brittany trying to carve this over. Oh, now holding it straight. Great maneuvering there, getting on either side of the rock. And this is really nice. It's hard to tell who shot and then who's going to be. So we're sure that, not sure who shot yellow or red. Yellow is definitely, actually, it's hard to tell who's third shot between the yellow and the reds too.
Yeah, it's close. But if they move this red at all, they can push that to back.
See if we can get a better, yeah, thank you, Michael Latteroo, working the cameras there. On that angle, looks like red is shot. Yellow would be second, and then it's hard to tell between that who's third shot. So, but I'm sure, I have a feeling these rocks are going to get moved around several times before this end is over. So,
not sure what kind of weight she called for here.
Yeah, I don't think this is the intended outcome though. May pick that red one off though. Well, it looks like it's going to. Okay. Lisa and Michelle here discussing that they're looking at doing something with this red rock, and they're trying to figure out how it might come off that that yellow. It's gonna, and what kind of weight. Are you looking to eliminate, or you're looking to set up here? Lisa and Michelle have done quite a bit of curling this season. Them along with their missing lead, Shauna, lost the final of the Provincial Seniors this year. Cindy Westgard curled with them in that. She's here watching too, so special shout out to Cindy.
I think they decided on throwing back line weight at this.
Yeah, wouldn't be a lot of weight for sure. Yeah.
Jumble them a little bit. You just don't want to set up a chance for Peace to get 3 here.
May have overdone it on the sweeping a little bit there. You know, there is quite a bit of curl here, but it is very weight sensitive.
So now they're looking here. Who's 1 and 2? Or who's number 2, I should say.
Yeah, and the question is, what kind of a play do you make that doesn't make it easier for Thistle right now? Yeah, I saw. Yeah, they're talking about possibly coming around the other side of that center guard hit and making contact with the yellow. Might be the way to go there, but no, they're electing stick with this turn. I'm not sure if that's what they decided on. I didn't see a motion in the placement of the rock, or where they want the rock to end up. Of course, we don't have our players mic'd here. We discussed and we talked to them ahead of time. They were a little anxious about having everyone hear their thoughts. So, and we certainly didn't want to create any kind of a distraction that way for them. So we've opted not to mic them.
Definitely have to watch what you say when you have a mic on.
Yeah, they were concerned, it might change the rating of this channel.
Certainly would if I was out there.
Yeah. I'm nervous about having you just sit beside me here,
well,
so.
You mentioned those beer deals.
Yeah.
Well, they're just guarding here. Then make a move on their last shot to possibly get in there again. Not a bad idea.
Is he gonna leave an opening? Hard to say. There is a port there. The question is, you have to throw a little bit of weight to get through, to get to that red, and if you do, your red is going to be spinning off somehow.
You can't see much of those yellows from the hack.
And what really, I think it comes down to, do you think you're sitting? We're not sure who's second shot there. Mm-hmm. It looks really close, even on the overhead.
You might just want to come in and tap your own.
Every time I look at it, it doesn't really help. I keep changing my mind. But that's, if you think, if you're Thistle and you think your second shot, it might change how you approach it than if you think your third shot. If you think your second shot, you can try and put up some kind of a guard and say, okay, good luck. Try and get your two. And I still don't. No.
They're not sure if they want to go to the 4-foot.
They have something in mind here. And I'm not sure with that ice, that looks like they could be playing a high guard. Or do you think they're trying to come around that yellow and grab a piece of the button?
Yeah, I think they're going straight in for full 4 and just eliminate the option of who's second shot and just get second shot right now.
I wonder if that's enough ice for that path there.
Yeah, because to T-line, it's just on the edge of 8, if not inside that 12-foot. They kind of put their arms out.
The motion kind of sweeper thinks it's heavy.
Yeah.
And definitely if it's heavy, you're not going to get the curl. And yeah, it's a lot more weight than was necessary for that shot. Okay, so now decision comes for Peace River too. Because they have to decide, are we sitting to, again, if you, and does it change your mind? Does it change your call if you're 2 or 3? Because you run the risk of, no matter, if you make any kind of play on red, you run the risk of making it better for red. So she's going to, now she's taking quite a bit more ice. Of course, she needs to be fully in 4, where Thistle was trying to get a piece of the button. Charlene switching Newick, coming here for draw, looking to get full 4. to sit.
Just line.
Possibly 2, maybe 3. We're not sure. I have a feeling no matter what happens, we're going to see a measure here, and this is not going to curl that much.
It's pretty straight out there.
So now they're going to have a look here.
Ooh.
Oh, they had something in mind.
Wow.
Somebody knew. We didn't.
That's why we're in here.
Maybe they'll let us know.
Certainly 1 for Peace River, so they're on the board
Oh,
for sure.
someone's going to show us. And it's a single.
Okay.
All right, so we are tied after 3 ends here of the final of the Curling Alberta Club Championship between Peace River and Thistle. Coming to you live from the Okotoks Curling Club. Okay, and number 4 started off here with a blank end, exchanged a couple of singles, and Thistle's back with hammer here, sitting 2 at the moment. So we got Brittany Zellner being asked to play a guard. Brittany is a club provincial champion from 2021. And Michelle doing quite a bit of sweeping on that one. Stepping off to the side, catching her breath there on that one a little bit. Sarah Blackley now attempting a come around here on the one that's farther back.
We just learned that Sarah and Kate, the second and third on piece, are sisters. Both went to juniors together. With Charlie Switcheneck.
Switcheneck, yes, yeah. We've been corrected on the pronunciations.
Apologies for
yeah.
that. This will be sitting pretty good here if they get a hit and roll in between.
Yeah.
Behind their two reds. Looking for a curl.
Now this is probably just going to be a stick. Nose hit. Okay. From Michelle Hartwell. Kate Blackley now. Of course, sister of Sarah Blackley. Attempting this hit and roll. We have another situation here where the team's attempting hit and roll, and whoever can make this is probably going to be in a good spot here. This is going to be close. Almost.
Those hit and rolls, statistically, they are difficult to perfect.
Yeah. And the tendency is to err on oversweeping it. You hate psychologically you hate to lose it on the over curl, but
it's frustrating either way.
Yeah. Michelle Hartwell, Michelle's been doing a lot of curling this season. Michelle and her daughter Tori, who was an alternate for a game here earlier, but was not playing with them now. But Michelle and her daughter actually played in the ladies' provincials this season, so lots of provincials on this side.
Yeah, it looks
for
like
Michelle.
They made it to a qualifier game.
Oh, okay.
A quarterfinal game. I'm not sure. Either way, they did.
Yeah.
They did well. There goes the hit and roll under option altogether.
Yeah, now we're looking at a straight draw.
Splitting the rings.
And this Thistle team did want an acknowledgement of the Humboldt Bronco families as they have a personal connection with them.
Can they drag this in for a biter?
It looks like they did, yep.
Nice.
Not just a biter, but full in, level with the other one. There's no double there. And here we're going to see another hit and roll attempt from a different angle, different side. Interesting fact about the Peace team is that they never take practice slides.
Just jump right in.
Yep, jump right in. Those days are over for me, by the way. I need to warm up before I can take my warm-up slide. Gone are the days of me walking off the backboard and stepping into the hack and sliding down the ice.
Just get nose here.
Looking at roll's going to be close. Oh, might just poke out, but it's got an edge buried. Yeah. That's really good. From this angle, looks like it's about 1/8 buried, which is going to make it's going to force Thistle to roll outward on this.
Even if you hit nose there, that's still might be okay.
I don't think she can quite get nose. Like I don't think she's going to be playing the kind of weight you can do to get nose. You're just trying to keep it. Thistle's right now is just trying to keep it in the rings.
Yeah, get a force. Little up.
Oh, I don't know if she's going to have contact here. And she does, yep, and rolls out. So decision time for Peace. Do you going to try and that double, or no, she's motioning right away for the drop. Figuring out the ice. No, it's going to curl a lot there. We have seen this team on Leeds Rocks definitely on this turn. It seems that they've been over curling a fair bit there. Of course, that is going to be release sensitive. You know, as we talked about the hit and rolls, the tendency is to oversweep on that and you end up nosing. And of course, the tendency on these is that, again, you're so worried about wrecking on the guard that sometimes the air tends to be on the wide side, but you don't want to leave, you don't want to be open here. You're really trying to force Thistle into a tough shot and ideally force them to one. The line looks really good here. It's going to come down to weight. Probably needs to finish it.
Yeah, top 4 would be great.
Line's great if they can get it. All right, that's pretty good.
Best she could do for that.
Yeah, she can definitely. Lisa Johnson can definitely make contact with this. The question is, can she make enough contact to push it out? You know, got to be full 12 and a bit. And then, if not, do you just draw for your one? And it looks like she's going to go for this here. And again, you saw the curl off of Charlie Switchenuk's rock there on the draw. But as mentioned, very weight sensitive here. So weight selection is going to be paramount. I think hack is your max if you're trying to score 2 here.
Yeah, you got to push it all the way to back 12, if not out, and stick around. So it's a tough shot.
Oh, this is curling. Got to go hard to get it by.
Brittany's trying.
And no,
Called her
it's
off.
yeah. And a steal for Charlie Switchenuk and the Peace team to go up 1 here after 4. Thistle will be down 1 with Hemmer playing 5. Here we are at the halfway point of the final of the Curling Alberta Women's Club Championship, coming to you from the Okotoks Curling Club.
And we're back to the Club Champs final here at Okotoks Curling Club. playing the 5th end, Thistle versus Peace River. It's just singles here. Peace just stole 1 in the 4th. Just playing the 5th. Not sure if that yellow rock that was just thrown is in the house or not. Shot rock sitting back 4. Just looking for a hit and roll here. Those soul sweepers out there for Thistle, needing to switch directions, and both Michelle and Brittany have been doing a fantastic job at that. Have to apologize for another last name. We did pronounce the girls Kate and Sarah. Dan was pronouncing Blackley, and it is Blakely, so apologies on their last names. Just a soul rock in the house. Dan's just delivering some fresh coffees for everyone.
What I miss? I was on a refreshment break during our 4th end break there. Looks like got a couple of corners that Thistle's trying to draw around here.
Yeah, we had a hit and roll that didn't stick in the house there. So, and I did announce that we were pronouncing these last names incorrect as well. So Blakely.
Oh. And Switchenook.
Yep.
Yes.
We got it
so
now.
So it's Blakely, not Blackley.
Which I did assume.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I'm glad people are paying attention.
Yeah.
You know, if we mispronounce things and we get corrected, we know that people are actually listening to what we have to say.
Yeah, let us know.
And a lot of people don't listen to what I have to say, so it's nice for a change.
Ooh.
All right.
Nice soft hit there from Peace River. But
Yeah, Peace is sitting 2, 1 behind cover, but they are pretty far back there.
Yeah.
Thistle's probably, not minding this situation at the moment. Of course, they do have to execute on a couple here.
They're both behind tee, though, so lots of opportunities here for freeze if they're looking to get more than one.
And you could pick up on the arena mics there that Lisa Johnson originally said it's got to curl a ton, and then Sweeper starts to carve it a bit, and then quickly the call went to try and straighten it out. The curl will come here with the right weight. And that was a good shot. Maybe was trying to keep it on the low side of the face there. This does give an opportunity for Peace to come down to it and sit 2 again. This looks like it's got a little more weight. Here we saw it again, the curl and now the hold straight. This is going to move some stuff here.
Yeah, they might pick that right out.
Oh, wow.
Nice shot.
Yeah, nice. Without the benefit of the mics, it's hard to know exactly what the weight call was on that. So I don't know if that was plan A or plan B there.
Either way, it worked out.
It worked out well, yeah.
But again, all behind tee.
Yeah. Still lots of this could be a good end for either team at this point.
They might be looking for a double here and just kind of clean things up a bit. That triple could even be there if you really want to be fancy.
Yeah, not really a need for it, I don't think. I mean, I guess it could bring that one out in the 12-foot into play, but I think just a well-placed hit and roll here. Might be, and it just goes through.
Just over.
That's an in-betweener.
We got the cleanup crew behind us.
Yeah, we got the crew already tearing stuff down here. If you're wondering what's happening behind us here in the, we're okay.
Yeah, we were told as soon as this last rock's thrown.
Yep. Yeah, ice crew will be getting out there, and we've already got all the rocks that aren't in use over on sheet 1 getting ready to be put away here. This is our last hurrah here at the Okotoks Curling Club. Started in mid-September. Our first streamed event was the men's ATB. And we're going to be adding an event to next season. Big news came out about a week and a half ago that after over 45 years at the Calgary Curling Club, the Autumn Gold Bonspiel, women's Bonspiel, is going to be moving to the Okotoks Curling Club. There'll be more details on that, but we're really excited to be the new host facility of the women's Autumn Gold.
Yeah, an exciting fall and winter for 25, 26.
Yes, as Charlene comes around the corner guard there, sits biting the 8-foot and is sitting 3 now.
A little bit of a mess going on over there.
Yeah, it is, and I think it'd be very difficult for Thistle at this point to score more than 2 here. Hard to tell with that ice if she's just calling for the straight draw. Is this a hit and roll into the pocket?
Not a lot of ice for that roll.
I believe that this is a hit and roll or maybe even a double attempt. Maybe she is trying to bring those reds into play and then figure out a way to address that yellow that was just thrown. Lisa Johnson. The intern hit here, on it right away. Brittany's on that right away. Oh, I think this is just a slight roll. Not enough. So a few options here. You can hit and stick is, great for the force. Anything here would be for the force. It kind of depends on what you want to make your opponent throw. She just threw a hit. You want to leave her a hit in the same track. That would be your hit and stick. Can roll either way. If you roll towards the pile there under the guard, you're kind of forcing your opponent to make a draw just after she's played a hit. That's often my tendency, is if I can, just trying to keep it simple. If my opponent just threw a hit, if I have the option to make him throw a draw right after that, I kind of have to try to do that. If the hit's going to be just as easy as it was on the first one, if it's a wide open hit. You don't always have that option though, but it's going to be just a tiny, it's dead nose, so he still needs a hit and stick.
No forgiveness here on a roll.
Yeah.
She can.
Yeah, she doesn't.
If she rolls toward that pile, it's still.
It'd be really, yeah.
Top.
She'd have to. Maybe if she's just throwing control weight, she's won't roll out on the high side. Obviously, your low side's still an option.
Same turn she just threw, but
yeah,
just different path.
Oh, she's a little wide here. This is going to have to curl.
Ooh.
She is a lot wide.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
I think she's got air.
Can she catch that back one?
Oh. And a steal of 3. What a major turnaround in this game with a flash by the Thistle team. Peace steals 3 to go up 4. It is now 5-1 after 5.
Could be a TSN turning point there.
Yeah. So Thistle's going to have to regroup and think about how they want to approach this end. They're going to have to probably get a little more aggressive here as we end number 5 with Peace up 5-1 in the final of the Curling Alberta Women's Club Championship, coming to you from the Okotoks Curling Club. In number 6 here. And after a big steal of 3 by Switchinnock from Peace River, and has put Johnson and Thistle in a tough spot. And unfortunately, one rock just went through the rings there.
Yeah, a little heavy on that draw.
No.
We're going to have to see a lot of rocks in play here with the Thistle crew.
Mm-hmm. You know, the Peace team's motto is better to be lucky than to be good, but I think they have been pretty good so far.
Oh. That was a little bit of both there.
Yeah.
Just cleaning
Yeah, they
up
elected
the house.
to remove their own guard, took out the one in the rings too. Okay, it's wide open. I think we're gonna see a lot of hits here coming from the Peace team.
Yep, keep it clean.
You know.
Hold them to 1. Take your hammer.
Yeah, and it's really tough if you're the Thistle team. You just have to, you know, you need a little bit of. You're going to need a miss out of your opponent at some point here, but you just have to try and keep putting your rocks in play. Not every shot has to be perfect. You need a guard, partials, or anything, or behind tee. You just need junk right now, and try and set up a couple of good ones.
The discussion right now with who's throwing here, Charlie and Sarah, is do they hit that rock on the 4-foot because she can see it, or do you get rid of that guard?
Well, when you're at my skill level, you play a lot of the either ors. You give yourself options. This probably isn't one of the options you want, but yeah, you typically just make sure something red goes away. But like I said, you're going to need a little bit of a miss if you're Lisa Johnson. You're thinking, I need a miss somewhere. There's my miss. Okay, let's put another one in.
And there is a miss.
Yeah, and
so another red going probably top 12 here. If they're a guard, that's fine too.
yeah.
I think Lisa did point to the 12-foot there, though.
Yeah, she's looking for that stagger. You know, some want to be in between the reds in the house. You know, if you could draw a line straight through, you'd be happy to put it on there. What you don't want to do is leave this full open so that it sets up a double, and it will not be full open. This is good. So that's pretty much right where she wanted it. I mean, that's about as good as you can make it. Yep, there's definitely room to pick something red off, and if you really want to take a run at something, you can get a lot of them going. But Peace is just going to be looking at one at a time here. They can certainly afford to give up one, even two here, and still be in a good position. Right, and the guard comes off, and they're just going to try and put up another guard.
Right on the B, or the blue and the ATB side would be perfect.
Yeah, I think in this situation, if anything, you want to show a little bit of the outside of that top red rock. Interesting that Brittany, the sweeper, is starting on the curl side. She positioned herself on that, so.
It seems to be a little straighter on that center line, and once it crosses, it kind of goes.
And there you go, good
spot.
guard. Peace is just going to try and get rid of one more here. The Peace team did want to acknowledge their sponsors. See if we can get a couple of them mentioned here. T-Burn Sparky Services. And New Gen and Avenge Energy. Caribou Enterprises as they play. Oh, gonna get the 2 in the rings. Yes.
Good run back double there.
Yeah. Good shot by Kate Blakely.
Blakely.
Yes. Of course, Thistle still sitting 1, and it is guarded and looking at coming in with another guard.
And like I said, we did have some people come down and tell us how to say Peace River's last names, and they did want to shout out to their travel family and everyone cheering them on from near and far.
Yes. And the Thistle team does have some sponsors as well. Revolution Transport and Diamond Gear. So we know that teams are always very appreciative of the sponsors. That one just comes up short of the rings. It is still guarding. I think it does. Looks like they're going to take a run at it, and it's going to be a little difficult to get rid of both of them. I think he's still got to make this play. Further to the sponsors of the Peace team, Great White North Plumbing and Heating.
Caribou Enterprises.
Yeah, I think we said those. Yep, I think we went through them all. Yep, trying to acknowledge the sponsors for the team, as those sponsors make it possible for these teams to travel and stay out of town and get to provincial finals. This Peace team said that they're suckers for extra ends, as they came through an extra end to get here, but I think they're going to do everything they can to avoid being in an extra end right now. And I think they're by. Looks like they are. And do they? Oh, and she gets it to roll out the top of the house there. Really good.
Great shot. Good
That was difficult. You had to just scrape by the guard to do it, and she did. Really great shot by Charlene.
Switch-a-neck.
Switch-a-neck, yes, Charlene, switch-a-neck. I didn't pause there for this. In case anybody's wondering what's happening on the men's side, Calgary is up 2 over Crestwood after 5. Crestwood having hammer in 6.
Yeah, and Calgary is currently sitting 3. It looks like.
As Lisa Johnson is attempting a come around here.
Trying to carve it over.
Yeah, I think the line's going to be okay. I think she's got a pretty good shot here. Again, behind tee is okay right now. You just kind of need a miss out of your opponent at this point.
Yeah, Thistle definitely needs their 2 here.
Mm-hmm. Now here's the thing: if for some reason Peace doesn't make this shot, may end up heavy or hitting the guard, do you think that red one is splittable? Do you think that can get brought into the ring, keep the shooter? It's in a bit of a tough spot. Looks like you might get it. It kind of looks easier looking at it from behind here than it does over top.
Yeah, from back here it does, but looking...
The overhead view makes it look a lot tougher than it does from back here.
You'd have to hit a good 3/4 of that very softly.
And this might be a moot point here. It might not even be an option for Lisa Johnson from Thistle, as Switchinuk is going to be trying to put a freeze. And anywhere in the house is pretty much eliminates even the thought of a split.
Charlie does have her draw weight here too. She did.
This
going down.
This is kind of wide though. I think this is wider than she intended it to be.
Yeah, and she did point up, meaning it is a little bit on the heavy side.
Starting to come over now, but and it will stop in the rings. So free draw. Need to get majority of the 8 foot here.
They do have that chance for 2 though.
Kind of need this to stay in this game.
Yep.
This one looks pretty good here. And it will be 2 for Thistle to pull within 2.
A little bit of discussion about who can sweep behind T here first.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anything there impacted the outcome there. That was going to be 2, but they just want to get things straightened out. Sometimes a little bit of confusion once you get behind the tee line, but
It is the
officials will be called out.
Yep. Two for red anyways, though,
Yeah.
here.
Well, I guess they haven't confirmed it, but
I think it's happened on more than one occasion where
yeah.
I believe the Peace team has tried to get in there to sweep, and Thistle's been dragging it back. So hopefully clarify things.
Yeah. And just to be clear, I mean, the throwing team does have the right of way in that situation. However, you can't impede. You kind of have to. You have to make it clear. You're either sweeping it or you're not. And if you're not going to sweep, you can't impede your opponent from getting in there and sweeping. So, I think they did settle that it is 2 for Thistle, and it is now 5-3 for Peace. Peace will have hammer heading into end number 7 at this women's final of the Curling Alberta Club Championship. Okay, and number 7. Pieces up to with Thistle trying to get something generated. They do get center line guard. Rock in the top rings. Peace did have one come behind T-line. Not ideal if you're trying to open things up.
They're not touching those guards yet, though. And they can, the 5 rock rule. We can now hit.
Yeah, anything
rock
goes
number
now.
6.
Sarah Blakely trying to remove the red, I think.
Just a little bit careful here.
I don't think it would hurt Peace's feelings if that yellow one went out as well, but they don't want to do a straight jam here. And, hits it over. Hard to tell who shot.
Yeah, Lisa's taking a look. Either way, going in.
Take care. Thanks for all your help. Yeah, you bet, Bill. That's kind of cool we are.
Michelle Hartwell attempting the draw here.
Just trying to carve it over as it is a little bit heavy.
Gets right to the backing there.
Now for sure, red sitting 1 and 2.
And so Peace now is forced not to be defensive. They're going on the offense here. Going to be coming around. So, and this is kind of what Thistle is hoping to get Peace to do. This is they need rocks in play if you're Thistle.
Yeah, they're entertaining those guards for now. A little bit heavy.
Oh, and now opportunity here for Thistle. That this, you can kind of see the expression on Switchinuk's face there. She's known that this could get a little more precise than she was hoping it would be for her.
Yeah, but still time to do.
Oh yeah, there's still
that
lots.
peel.
Yeah.
They can get rid of those 2 guards and.
Well, and
Open
Thistle's
up.
got some work to do here. It's still got a long way to go. It's just a lot more rocks in play, I think, than Charlene wanted here. All right, sitting 3. That's been heavy. We've seen that when they get just that little bit further out in the wings there on that path there, that clockwise turn, that it seems to just be a little bit quicker, a little bit straighter as a result. So there's a fine point there. I think if they're on the broom on this one, we should get some good movement.
Back 4 is what they're calling, so just letting the rock do its thing for now.
Back 4, but it doesn't quite have the line they're looking for yet.
Yeah.
They're trying to carve it over.
Peace now with shot rock, but it is behind T.
And that does, in all likelihood, that has just eliminated those back 2 red rocks with that freeze there. It's going to be hard to get those those in play again. Still, everything's coming behind the tee here on this path. I haven't seen one stop above tee.
Plan here for Thistle this end.
Now they got to go to get by.
Yeah.
And just touches. Yeah, really sensitive spot there. You get a little bit light and it's going to go on you. It's going to curl. A little bit light, a little bit inside.
Yeah. They know the line on this side, so you come the same way, you get into the 4 foot, you're great. But if you are in that top 8, you do block the draw for Thistle on that side. Gonna do a quick shout out for everyone watching on our YouTube.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
I know we have a couple people from PEI watching as well.
Oh, really? We're across the nation here. Excellent. Lisa Johnson looking to play the double tap here.
Yeah, just trying to see what's easier. She's lining up that double tap, but Michelle did point out that they can bump their red that's sitting in that top 8 as well. Can't see it from the hack though. So the double tap it is. I think the goal here for Thistle is to steal this end. And if they steal this end, they're looking to steal 8 as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they're in a steal situation. Okay. If I had to guess, I'd say that's probably a kind of hackish weight that she's throwing there.
Oh, and again, that line out there, it's...
But I think this is going to be close. Look at this. Oh, yeah.
Not a bad spot where it ended up, though.
Not bad. It is something that can be promoted again. And it's sort of in the way for Switchenock here.
Yeah, she might. I'm surprised she's not looking at that out turn.
Well, you play the out turn and the tap is still there.
Yeah, so she's just looking to guard here and then maybe attempting that draw.
Yeah.
Not sure what the discussion was there with Kate and this Thistle crew. Again, we did offer mics on the crew, but they politely declined.
It's going to end up short of the rings. The tap up's still there. I think She's going to have to play it with what would be her out turn.
Yep.
Coming from the center line side, I don't think you're going to be able to promote that with the same turn. It's either that or she can attempt the out turn draw.
Yep. I still keep looking at that tap that Michelle keeps pointing to, that top 8 rock.
You got a few options here. You just got to make sure you make one of them.
Yep. Yeah, they need full 4 would be nice, but shot rock is currently just biting 4, so anything further than that and Thistle will be shot.
And if you make any of those, it puts you in a really good spot. It would make it very difficult for Peace to kind of get rid of it. Just need to make something really, really good here.
Yeah, draws there all day, but from the hack, that tap is looking pretty juicy.
Yeah, and they're going to have a discussion. Sometimes you're right, Hillary. You come down to this end and it's like, that looks a lot easier than it did from down here. The angle looks a little better. You know, you kind of get through. If you're throwing the out turn, so you're coming off the center line, you got quite a bit of margin of error as long as your weight isn't really. Oh, they might be looking at. She's looking at throwing weight at it.
Oof. I mean, if their goal is to steal here, the tap is likely the shot. Because if you throw that draw and you're sitting open, she could
hit
might for 2.
You know, again, without the mics, we're just trying to read body language and motions here.
Looks like Michelle likes that draw.
Yeah, Michelle keeps coming around to that side. The only thing is, I think your margin of error on the tap is a lot greater. And I think if you make that, you come across the face a little bit, you get to the button. I don't know if
Charlie has a shot.
Yeah. I don't know if Charlene can make this. Has a shot. She'd probably be looking at having to run that yellow guard in.
Yeah.
Which would come with its own set of risks. So.
Yeah. My motto is always make them make the hard shot.
Yeah.
But right now.
Well, let's see if if we can get our our video. Could we just pan up and have an overhead look at those guards that are in front of the house here, Michael? Thank you. Okay, so you see those, the way that yellow, red onto yellow, that may end up coming into play for Peace if the yellow, red, yellow comes into the house there, depending on how this ends up here for Thistle. So they have elected, looks like they're going to go for the pure draw, coming around that one that's in the top 8 foot, grab a piece of the 4 foot here.
Haven't played down this side a whole lot this game, to be honest.
No, yeah, you're right.
So it could be a little bit heavier. Get the hogs here.
Looks pretty close on line.
Yeah.
Again, sweeper starting off on the curl side and then switching.
Yeah,
this is going.
Yeah.
Now I think they're now looking at a raise. Well, if they can get by this guard.
15
Looks
and
like
a
they
half.
do. It just doesn't have
Oh,
and
close. Yeah, 15 and a half was that hog. And we're seeing on the other side about 16.5. So a whole second in the difference with draw times per side of the sheet. But again, not been a whole lot of play down this right side of the sheet.
when Charlene now is forced, she's going really wide here, but this would be for her extra point. I think she's just making sure she does not get it anywhere near that red rock.
Yeah.
She's already sitting 1, so I mean, she throws this away. It's she's up 3 coming home, which I mean, any of us would probably take that, but yeah.
Yeah, it is
She
quite a bit of
she
ice
she
here.
can grab a piece of the forefoot here. This could be the provincial title right here.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are looking.
They know what kind of takes off. They just
Yeah.
saw it. Staying
Yeah,
close
I think
to it.
everything here is going to be conservative on the sweep and on the weight calling.
It's really got to come in here. Weight looks nice, but just
good.
got to come in and sit
And
down.
does it sit? Hard to say.
Well, I don't know if I can. Michael left us here for a minute, so
Yeah.
I can't.
Evans didn't get an acknowledgement either way here. What how much this is?
Sorry about that, guys. We technical
Yeah,
difficulties.
little glitch
Bruno-
here, but we'll see what happens here.
Bruno coming in to save the day.
We know Peace has got a point.
Yeah. Just making
We're
the
going to get a result here, and it was just the one, so it was a little heavy there. So Peace is going to be up 3 without coming home. Thistle is going to have hammer down 3, and Thistle will probably. I assume we're going to see a couple of guards here coming from Thistle, and Peace looks like they've motioned to come into the house. Some teams will elect to throw through if they're up 3 coming home, but still got a fair number of teams electing to draw in on the first one. I know that we've had this debate on my men's league team.
I'd throw through all day.
I mean, you put up the 2 guards.
You do a heavy draw just like
yeah,
that.
the
then.
heavy draw. Make sure that bring the sweepers into play on it. That's
yeah, then it's a little bit more modest.
Yeah. All right.
Thistle needs rocks in play here.
Yeah, the first 2 calls of the end for the team that is down 3 are usually pretty simple. You're just deciding whether you're going to put them on the same side or opposite sides. Certainly not much extra on this, and I've definitely gone for the high guard.
Mm-hmm. Again with that solo sweeper.
Yep.
Yeah, Peace River looking to play this end pretty clean. And Thistle looking for the opposite. Needing to get 3-2 tie. Force an extra.
This is going to be, I don't think this is where Peace wanted this.
Oof, a bonus guard.
So, yeah, and right now, Thistle will take that. So they're just talking, do we stack the guards here or do we put another one here? I think when you're kind of gifted, you don't really anticipated getting the guard from the other team. I think this is probably the right call. In this case, split it because you're going to get it's kind of like you have the 2 guards on the other side.
Yeah, and you want your own up front.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's getting a little sticky out there or what's going on, but a couple light throws here.
I don't know. Maybe Michael's already turned the plant off.
It is
Michael
about
Livis, I know we are going to be dismantling things, but
it is a beautiful day in Okotoks.
Yeah.
People are itching to get outside. Everyone's golf clubs are getting shined up today. And thanks for tuning in with us because we do know that gold medal men's world curling game is on.
yeah.
Canada grabbed the bronze this morning for Team Jacobs.
Low scoring game there on the men's.
This will be the 5th rock, so I'm sure we'll see
Seeing now they're drawn in.
Yeah, but I'm sure we'll see some peels after this from Peace River.
All right. My temptation would be to try and follow that one down. Yeah, try and get it guarded and backing.
Yeah, like you said, Thistle needs rocks in play to get their 3, so this is setup right now is good for them. Michelle just kind of walking this in here.
There's
No
calling
bump
for
would
it to
be
curl, but I
nice.
think if there's no bump, it's going to be really good. Just small bump, okay.
Still hittable. Yeah, and Charlie showed the
Yeah.
double here, which would be ideal for them.
You got a few options here, but as long as something results in one fewer red rock in there, you're going to be good. You can just don't miss this wide. You don't want to hit that red rock just on the center line side.
Just got to make it go away, as
Yep.
Russ Howard likes to say.
Yeah, got a good one here. Going to be leaving both yellows in.
The freezing game is kind of where it's at for Thistle, though. Again, the more rocks in play, the better. Then you can kind of just play the tap game to get your 3.
Mm-hmm. And there is a men's final going on as well. And it looks like on that game, Calgary is up 3 over Crestwood. Crestwood has Hammer playing the 8th, so similar situation to here. There are a few rocks. They're just starting the 8th end there, so depending on how this game goes, if you want to hop over to our other stream, same channel, you may catch the end of that game if this game doesn't end up going to an extra end. Thistle would love that, but I think they're going to need a few things, a little bit of luck to end up in an extra end at this point. This
cleaned it up a little bit on that side,
yeah.
anyways. We got 4 red rocks left to come down here. And again, 3 of them do need to count. Decisions.
Yeah, just make something red go away.
Yep.
Don't worry about what those yellows do.
Yep. Just gotta run them out of rocks. Don't know if she's playing some heat at this. It's not a whole lot of ice.
Yeah.
Trying to curl it. Might jam here.
This, I don't think this was the call. No, we said a little bit of luck, and all of a sudden Thistle Thistle has an opportunity here.
Yep.
And then they got a bit of sniff of hope here because there's 3 rocks to come. They got 2 in the rings. One's hard, one's buried, and one's got backing.
Yep.
They're gonna talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, do you make a play and go behind here? Brittany likes the tap. It's okay to have that yellow backing right now. Gotta score your 3. It's kind of a tricky tap. There is a high yellow guard there just past the hog line that makes it a little bit tricky to get in there, but there is good curl here. Either way, I think Peace River is going to be hitting next.
Yeah. I think I'd be tempted to play a draw, and you just kind of have to hope that you're left with 2. The opportunity to put a 3rd one in for your final shot. I mean, with that red one where it is, there is a jam possibility.
Might see some nerves settling in here.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the club champ?
The Nationals,
Yeah.
I don't know where they are. I know they're going to be played in the fall. Do we?
Yeah.
Do we know where they are? No. This is sometimes these places don't. They don't get decided.
Everyone
Right away.
takes a summer break and leaves that for a fall problem.
That might not have been the best spot to put that. You kind of wanted it either a little higher, or a little lower. The double's now there.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, even would have been ideal.
Yeah, and you're probably killing the yellow one in the process here if you're Peace, but you don't mind that. That yellow one's not really beneficial to you right now. They're wondering how much they see of that one that Hartwell just threw, but I don't think that's your issue.
No, if you go after that rock first and you hit that top one, then you're in trouble. Just gotta make this one of these reds go away. I'm not sure if she's coming down to freeze here.
Oh, I'm real surprised at this comment.
Me too.
But I mean, I guess if you make it.
Yeah, you make it, you're really cutting her down. Six, 3 going into the final here. Final couple rocks. Charlie Switcheneck throwing her first.
Throwing her first without hammer.
And throwing a freeze. Starting to come here now. Could be good.
Think she's gonna sit and is she gonna bump this? Oh,
This is a dangerous
This
spot.
is getting, yep. This is really starting to favor Thistlewood right now. Just a couple of things not going the right way here.
You hit and knows that. You're trying to leave that double, but if you hit and roll,
Well,
roll
I
to
think
the
if you
inside.
nose, you leave a few double options. Whereas I think
Yeah.
if you roll, if you get that roll, it's tough. You might be looking at throwing for the win on your next one, not just an extra end.
We'll see what happens here. We've got Lisa going down to throw her first.
Just control weight.
Yeah.
If you can cross nose about an inch, get partially buried. There we go.
Brittany just.
Now they don't know which side to put the sweeper on. Trying to get a curl, straight curl. Fancy footwork.
Yeah.
And she's going to have a good roll there.
It's a good spot. Charlie looking to do the same thing. It's risky business. Shout out to Marg and Deb here, cleanup crew. They've been fantastic this week. With
We do appreciate all the volunteers that we have here at the Okotoks Curling Club. Very keen, eager to jump in. All right, this is a big shot here.
Yep. Be cleaning this the whole way down, that's for sure. It's a little on the wide side. They kind of have to carve that over.
Can't be heavy here.
Can't be in the hole
Really
either.
want to be. And she is just that little bit heavy. And
Four
now
here. Oh my. Turn of events.
Lisa Johnson.
Yep. Who knows that? You're a little on the roll on the inside. Just knows
A
it's good
nose
too.
control weight, nose hit, or any kind of weight you want. You just got to make sure that yellow one goes at least to the 12 foot. What a turn of events this has been.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that fifth end was a bit of a TSN turning point, but this may trump that.
Yeah.
Looking over at the men's team.
And the men's side, and the Crestwood team is down 3 with none of their rocks in the rings and only 3 to come. So they're gonna need a lot. Calgary is looking in really good shape there.
Yeah, sitting 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe, top of the heads.
Yeah. And here's a shot for the provincial title.
Yeah.
Lisa Johnson from Thistlewood. There's can go a few different ways here. We can have either team win or an extra end.
Might be a little bit tight.
She's
on
tight.
this. Yeah.
Little tight.
Okay.
Close. I think she's got it.
Oh my.
For 4 and the
Thistle
provincial
wins.
title. Thistle. The Thistle Curling Club.
Congratulations to them.
The team of Lisa Johnson, Michelle Hartwell, Brittany Zellmer, and the injured lead, Shauna Nordstrom.
Yeah.
Congratulations, ladies. You are the Alberta Club Champions 2025. Thank you for joining us here as they celebrate for Curling Alberta Women's Club Championship coming to you from the Okotoks Curling Club. And this is our final broadcast of this season, and we hope to see you back next season in September. On behalf of Hillary and myself, have a great off season and a great summer.
Yeah, enjoy the golf.
Thanks.